Welcome to everyone to the another episode of Value Talks with Deepak Bajaj. I'm your host Deepak, and today we have a remarkable guest who has not navigated the realms of the technical industry but has also carved a path for entrepreneurship. Joining us today is Sharad Gupta, the founder and the CEO of Softdew Tech Private Limited. With over 18 plus years of experience at tech giants like Newgen, Motorola, Ericsson, Hewlett Packard, Sharad will bring a wealth of knowledge and insights. So, welcome, Sharad.
Yeah, thank you, Deepak, for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. To start off, could you kindly provide our audience with an overview of your professional journey and experiences that led you to become a CEO of Softdew?
Yeah, absolutely. I started my career in year 1996. Yeah, after finishing my graduation in computer science engineering. That was almost the time when the world was waking up to what computers can do, right? And it was so exciting to see what was happening around you. So, in fact, I remember when I was in Motorola, Bangalore, one of my ops manager asked me to build a mobile simulator, yeah, and receive an email on that simulator. So that was the assignment I was given in year 1997, yeah. And when I demonstrated that, everybody was so excited and jumping with joy as if we have launched a Chandrayaan here. So that was the time receiving an email on a mobile simulator, yeah. And from there to today's time, there has been an unprecedented developments which have taken place in daily life. Yeah, and technology has touched every aspect of our daily well-being and the way we live. Right, it gives me, in fact, goosebumps to imagine what will happen in the next few years, especially with there's so much work going on in quantum computing, generative AI, robotics, blockchain, wearables. The possibilities are just mind-boggling, so to
Yeah.
say.
But it leads to another point. Like when in 1997, when that was a small project which you started. Now from that email to on a simulator, now it's become email is by default factor, right? So have
Absolutely.
you ever
Everyone has
imagined?
it.
Yeah, yeah. So have you ever imagined that this thing will this will become a reality, or with there's so much evaluation at that time in 1997?
See, to be honest, not really. I was just a kid, just passed out of college. It was an assignment given to me, and I enjoyed working on that. That was it. Yeah, I had absolutely no idea
Mm,
what was going to happen in 2023 or 24 or whatever we are in. To be
mm.
honest, yeah.
Right now, like in today's world, it's a AI, right? So I can now imagine that 5 year down the line, or maybe 3 years down the line, what AI will, the new version of AI will look like, and what how is going to solve the problems.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with all the progress which we have witnessed in our careers or the lifespan of the last 20, 25 years, the possibilities could be just unimaginable, so
Hmm.
to say. The kind of work which has been done lately in the AI, the kind of work which people have produced based upon Chat GPT, BAD, right, and various natural language processing techniques and technology. It's just amazing. It's awesome actually. It's amazing.
Matlab, we all are looking forward to what new things and what new disruption is coming in the market, and yeah, we should be ready for that. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, thank you. Thank you, Sharad, for that part. And I'm pretty much sure you have witnessed each and everything which is going in the technology world. And yeah, more to go. So it leads to another question in the mind that nowadays the number of professionals who are entering the market, especially the in the if you talk about the lobby of engineering or tech professionals, so they all want to do something new. So what is your advice that how should they differentiate themselves, or how they should compete with each other?
Yeah, everybody is having aspirations. Everybody wants to be, build a unicorn, so to say. No? So what I feel is the overarching characteristics for anybody entering any field are dedication, focus, and perseverance. It's like going to gym. You have to be at it for months, if not for years, to chisel your physical being. So likewise, you have to be continuously learning and apply that in whatever idea you have. So it's perfectly fine if you go down the road and realize that it ain't for you, right? Most of the time, you end up barking up the wrong tree. So choosing the right tree is extremely important. So, but never mind, you can always go back and start with something else. The point here is just be honest with yourself and find something where you can do better. In fact, I'll just share an incident with you. I
Mm-hmm.
recruited a guy, to be an Android developer, right? So somehow he passed our interviews and all that. But I realized that he's struggling. Yeah. So I gave him ample chances, paid him salary for more than a year, in fact, handholded him, and only to realize that it wasn't just his cup of tea. And I asked him to then try QA and testing, and he was just wonderful there. So the point here is that just be honest with yourself. Not everyone is same, right?
Yeah.
You may be good at something else. So you have to just identify that area of skill and hone your whatever work which you can do in that space. So I think that's my 2 cents on this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But as I look at this, the newcomers, right? They are full of enthusiasm, energy, but I totally agree with you that this is not for everyone. And the second one is how much discipline you put it in yourself to learn that thing before, entering into this thing. Yeah, totally with
Yeah,
you.
as they say, motivation is what starts you, and dedication is what keeps you going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's extremely important.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm pretty much sure in your career, as an employee and now as an entrepreneur, you have seen a lot of such cases. I don't know what is the outcome of these guys, but the people, the audience who is listening to us, they should understand that don't jump the gun immediately. Prepare for that fully.
Yeah, see, everyone is special. Yeah? Everybody has some skill, right? It's most of the successful people, in my opinion, are able to find that skill,
Hmm.
right? And most of the unsuccessful people fail to find that skill, though
Correct.
they have that inside them, right? So sometimes it comes out if you get a good mentor, yeah, you talk openly and honest with yourself, but it's possible. It's 100% possible that you will succeed if you just find the right direction and your strength areas. Yeah?
True. Agree. Mentorship is very important, and I'm pretty much sure
Correct.
we all are fortunate to have a right people in our life, and it is helping us to get moving. Yeah,
Yeah, we are blessed. Yeah,
we are
absolutely.
blessed.
We are
We are
blessed.
blessed. Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And now, if you look from a soft view point of view, right? So if you can help us to understand what exactly this, what is the purpose of creating a soft view, and specifically what exactly you are offering to the world.
Yeah. See, it was spring of 2013. Yeah, the smartphones had arrived.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working with my last company, ARI, for almost 10 years, yeah, in the area of simulation, marine simulation space, which was a very niche area, very specialized area, and very complex area also of computing. But it was only for a specific target market, right? So my idea was to reach out to millions of users and solve at least one pain area for them. Yeah. So I started SoftView with an idea to aggregate after sales service market and digitize the warranty cards, yeah,
Mm.
which we as consumers often throw away and never find them when they
Correct.
are needed, you know. And so that's how the SoftView was started. So after spending considerable time and energy, I realized that it's a tough one
Mm.
and was not able to pick the speed which I assumed in the beginning. Correct.
Mm.
So that was
Mm.
one mistake which I made. So it was extremely difficult to aggregate the white goods brand because our customers were white good brands, right? So in fact, even asking for a meeting for these prospective customers for these brands was longer than the time between your haircuts here. So we parked it. I had no
Mm.
choice. Yeah. So basically, I grossly underestimated the GTM for that idea. So
Hmm.
anyway, we tried few more ideas, but nothing came of them really. So then in late 2019, I was reading about the receivables and reminders type of apps for retailers and saw a lot of potential in that micro and small, medium enterprise
Yeah.
space. So I read through tons of reviews written by the users on these apps, and I could see the gap and the value that existed there. Correct. And it was, and they were like very approachable also in
Hmm.
that sense. It's like they don't have to call a board meeting to take a decision, so to say,
True.
right?
True.
So I decided to pivot our business around that ERP app for MSMEs, yeah, SMBs, and that's how our app BuKu app started. And so it was like 2019, I said, and it's been now 4 years. We are working on that, and we are getting some overwhelming response from our users across the geographies. It's not just an Indian app, but it has actually come out as a global app. That's how we designed it. Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm. So now this is a very important part because there are few things you mentioned in this conversation. First is you should know your customer pain, right? Second, your go-to market strategies, and the third one is you have initiated or picked up your target area, right? And
correct. Right,
right now, MSME is a first of all, it's a what I see from my as per my opinion, it's a scattered market, right? It's not
right,
organized, and everyone is making their own policies to get the things implemented. So if you can
right.
highlight maybe broad 3 points that what are their main areas and how the book is supporting them, it will give a lot of insights to the viewers who is watching this video or who will watch it later on.
No, no, absolutely sure. Yeah, it's a very good question. See, there are tons of app in the market, yeah,
Mm,
but none of the app in our analysis and in our findings are giving a holistic handling of one's small business, right? So
mhm.
there's an app which only does employee management for them. There's an app which only manages receivable management for them. There's an app which only does invoicing for them.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the business owner, the small business owner needs to know his cash flows also, right? He needs to see his P&L. And if he goes to other professional softwares which are beyond his comprehension, right?
Mm,
In my initially when we did a small market survey, we realized that some of the retailers don't even know debit credit terms, right? They talk in terms of I have given, I have to get, right?
yeah.
So that मैंने दिया मैंने लिया sort of language,
Got
right?
it.
So those are our target customers, so to say. And anyway, now it has evolved to a point where our app can be used with debit credit terms also as a proper accounting application. Though it is not a double entry accounting application,
Hmm.
but it takes care of our small business in a good and easy way, right? So our idea was to give a holistic handling a provision for the all around management of one's business, right? So in BuKu provides you ways in which you can go from offline to online. You can track payables, receivables, you can do your budgeting and expense tracking, you can do your manage employee attendance, salary, petty cash. You can also give commissions on your orders. You can make invoices in foreign currency. You have a CRM also, so to say, right? So there's a whole bouquet of services which we offer, which people can actually pick and choose and use them to get organized better. So
Hmm.
that's how BuKu has come out, has evolved over a period of the last 3 4 years, and it has mostly been because of our users' feedback, right?
Yeah.
So we take every user like our extended family, our extended colleague.
Mm,
They are brand ambassadors. So I remember, one of the Mark Zuckerberg's things. If you can't handle one customer properly, then how can you claim that you will be going to handle million customers, right?
true.
So every customer is extremely, extremely important for us, and we go out of the way to meet his whatever feedback he's given us in real time. So that's one of our USP. Our customer support is the best, and that's our vision also. Our vision is essentially is to make BuKu the most loved and most complete business management app with the with the best customer support. Yeah. So that's our
So in short, what I realize here is that you are trying to bringing a transformation in MSME sector, and with all this automation within the BuKu app can help them to free their time, see everything remotely, transparently, and can get more time to speak with their customers. Is my understanding correct?
absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely, absolutely. That's what we say, that you just relax and the business runs on Book. Book will take care of your business. You don't need to worry about, writing or whatever, scribbling, 100 रुपये लेना है, 200 देना है. Don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I believe you have also a notification also. Your customer can also like your application customer can also notify to their own customers, and that could give a very clear message communication.
Absolutely, we have a reminder system in place. In
Oh.
fact, there is a specific service also which we made basis our users' feedback. Earlier, there is an option in actually a Bookoo app
Mm-hmm.
where Bookoo sends a reminder from its own SMS short code, right? So some of the customers asked us that they want to actually send a reminder from their own short code, right? Because the recipient would identify quickly that it has
Yeah.
come from him, right? If it goes from Bookoo, then he may get confused. So, but anyway, we have that service which a lot of people are using. So they
Mm.
buy their own bulk SMS, and we configure that for their reminders to go from.
Yeah, because if your their customer will get the notification and they know that this has to be done as a follow-up stuff, then what the time and the energy will be saved by the app users, as well as
Absolutely.
everything thing will become more transparent to each and every people.
Absolutely. See, in our, I will just share very
Mm.
quickly with you. In
Yeah.
our initial thing, when we build that e-warranty management system, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
realized, after failing in that venture, I realized that, you have to, work on painkillers than multivitamins. So earlier idea was my multivitamin, but Buku is actually a painkiller. So
Painkiller.
that's what we are focusing on. It's a painkiller for MSMEs, for retailers, for
Can
traders, for
you can you
distributors.
can you help me to understand how many customers you have right now? The Bookie apps users?
We have about 100,000 downloads so far. We have about 5,000 daily active users on of our app.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that this is remarkable because I'm the market size is really big. I'm pretty much sure.
Yeah, the MSME market, as per one statistics I was reading recently, is more than $1 trillion economy market. Yeah. If you see worldwide, most of the people are self-employed,
Yeah.
right? If you go to tier two, tier three cities, right? So it's a huge market.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about the startup world, the where there are just three, four people who are just running the show, and it's overhead, and these are really a pain for them if they use such type of automation, and from the person who understands the market very well, and who learn from his failure, it is going to be a mind changing as well as I can see a huge potential now. Great,
Yeah,
thank you so much. But yeah, it is the transformation is a word which excites me every time. Thanks for bringing that thing.
absolutely.
Right. And now when we talk about your as you mentioned about your journey, right? That what we have faced and what is going on. Now there's a if I look from an individual, right? And back 2013 when you started your own venture. So how's your journey from a engineer to CEO happened?
Okay, see, it was not that easy. I can say that. As a founder CEO, you have to wear many hats, right? In fact, all the hats in the formative years of your venture. So right from product management, team management, finances, chasing customers for receivables, sales pitches, proposals, admin issues, team issues, customer support, and sometimes you also have to be the janitor of your office, right?
Mm.
So I've cleaned the toilets of our first office. I remember that very clearly. So one of the in fact pivotal moment was in my journey, which made me more determined was there was a day, in fact probably it was the last day of the month,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no money in the bank. and there was an outstanding credit card bill, the salaries to be paid, and it was very, depressing
A
that
painful
evening.
situation. Yeah.
So going back from office to home, I was just so worried and wondering how will I pay bills here? How will
Mm-hmm.
I pay salaries?
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't break me down, and it only made me stronger and more determined than ever before to not give up. So I actually believe in the timeless principle which says that the persistent efforts yield results. The direction needs to be right. Yeah. So that's important.
True. True. And yeah. So so most of like we know that most of the startups are actually shutting down because of they don't have an answer, and they don't have a actually they don't have a mentor and guide who can help them to navigate in this part. I understand the value which you have put it at that time and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
challenges.
absolutely. There are no shortcuts. See, there are no shortcuts. You have to go through the grind. Yeah? That's the only way. As they say, startup, it's a valley of death, right?
Sir,
And it takes a lot of courage and lot of sacrifice to cross that valley of death. Yeah?
true,
It's not an
absolutely.
easy one.
It's not a sure. So, if I look at, obviously what you mentioned is a real situation and which happens, everyone has to face that journey. No, there's no, as you just said, there's no shortcut. So, what is your opinion, especially to the engineers who are aspire to take a leadership roles? So, what is your opinion? What is your advice that how should they face these type of challenges in their journey?
See, in my journey also, I've seen a lot of people buckling under pressure, be it financial stress or work related. And there are basic mistakes which people make. See, one of the key mistake which I also made was to overestimate the target market size, and underestimate the entry barriers, the competition, and the GTM. You know?
Mhm.
So, for an engineer, actually, it takes a while for him to put his finger accurately on all these aspects of leadership or its own startup venture. So it's not difficult, but it requires more conscious effort to keep an eye on. I also feel that the journey is more interesting and enjoyable than the destination. All the fun happens along the way, not
Mhm.
in the end.
Not at the decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. Again, because it's the IT. If I don't, if we don't speak with, for about AI in the IT firm, it becomes the puzzle is missing, right? The piece is missing. So, do you have any plans? How you are embracing AI and this intelligent technologies into your products or into your offerings?
See, absolutely. See, I was reading somewhere, I think it was the IBM CEO who said that AI is not going to replace humans. It's the people who know AI, they'll replace the people who don't know AI, right? So AI has to be there because so much of interesting work and important work has been done. So one has to actually apply that, whatever is available in AI for solving daily problems. So in our case also, for example, we have few aspects and few features which are using the underlying AI wrappers
Mm-hmm.
provided by ChatGPT and Azure based services. So it is inevitable. You have to have that, right? For example, there could be cases like invoice automation. There could be scanning of receipt. There is NLP related features where you actually process the voice messages into voice commands, right? And all your transactions happen can be recorded using your voice commands. And there are bots, for example, which can read your SMS bank SMSs, which are templatized anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you can actually do a transaction entry in your in BuKu app, right? So there are many aspects where we are trying to integrate AI into our feature set to make it easier for people to record. Because most of the time people complain that they don't have time, right, to enter the data, to make entries themselves in the software. So that's what we are always trying to figure out ways to optimize that and make that effortless. Yeah, it's like just say one, two, three, and it goes in the system.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty much sure your AI along with the AI, so your BuKu along with the AI, and as you said, regional languages are also supported into that.
Yeah, it's a vernacular app. We support 30 plus languages. That's why
Wow.
we say that it's a global app. It's not just an Indian app. Yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of our users are from Bangladesh, from many African countries, from Middle East, right, and from Southeast Asian countries. So they want to use language in the app in their own language, right? So we have actually consciously from day one we provided the various translations in the app.
Right. And it is very important because at the end of the day, your target market is MSME, and more you speak their language, your message in their language, in their tone, the better you remain connected. And AI is doing a fantastic thing in this part. And I believe from any platform like Android and Apple iOS, it can be downloaded, right? It is compatible
Right
from.
now, it is only available on Android and
Okay.
Windows. Yeah,
Mhm.
iOS is work in progress, and
Okay.
I think by the end of March we'll have that also in place.
Perfect. Better the platform now. Nowadays, platform compatibility is the must, and Android is a big market in the areas which you have rightly mentioned.
Yeah, it
Right.
has to be omni-channel in today's time. It has to be, access from anywhere.
True.
So, be it Android, Windows, iOS, web. Yeah, basically
So
these four.
it's a great news for the iOS also people who are using iOS app. Right. So
And yeah, absolutely, yeah, we have very aggressive plans to go on App Store also very soon.
yeah. And maybe this is also very important for the people who are listening to us, that what is the challenges which you are facing when you are talking with this MSME, because no one will immediately going to buy it from day one, right? They also have their own objections on, limited beliefs. So how you handle those as well?
Right. See, if you see the nature of the BuKu app is like it's a business management app, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not a game where you try it, use it for one day and they get bored and they uninstall the app, right? In case of BuKu, it's like, finding a girl for marriage, yeah,
Ah,
because it's a long-term engagement, correct?
yeah, yeah.
So they want to flirt a little bit before they get into it, correct?
Mm.
So we have a very generous trial period for that which we gladly and graciously also extend if people ask for it. And people do ask for it also, yes.
Yeah.
And we have also many free features where they don't have to pay a single penny and they can still manage their business or personal finances as well. So these are the basic things which people ask. Is it free? What will happen to my data? The other concern is about the data.
Correct.
So BuKu works in two modes. One is a local mode in which the data remains on the phone. It does not even need a internet to enter your transactions or to use the app. Others is a Teams mode where the data is saved on cloud, right?
Mm.
And in the Teams mode, you can work collaboratively. You can also create accounts, BuKu Teams accounts for your staff, for your employees, and give them restricted access. Yeah, because somebody can be only given accounting, other one, your HR can be only given employee management, HRMS for that employee. Other can be only invoicing behind the bill counter, for example. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so all this is possible in BuKu,
Okay.
and people like it. Yeah, people
Yeah.
like it the way it is designed.
So maybe one thing which is very important, other than the data security which you rightly touch upon, but there's another belief, especially from the single owners, right, or the family business, right? They don't want to share their data on any platform. Maybe how much they have, did the invoicing, or how much they have already sold the thing. So how you tackle that particular piece of objection? And it's a mental game. It's not about the technology. It's not about the features. It's about how you convince them that they should go for this transformation, because they have not seen the transformation since ages, because their family, their father, their forefathers did the business in that typical writing on the paper.
Yeah, you are absolutely bang on. A lot of people had that concerns when we started off in 2019. In
Hmm.
fact, that was the concern which people posted on various review sites about the concerns for their privacy of data,
Yeah.
security of their data. Because in these days, you also must be receiving a lot of spam calls, right, from
Yeah.
call centers. So all this data gets sold,
Correct.
right? That is the reality of life. People do that. So, but the also other reality is that people are now wants to be more organized,
Hmm.
right? And that is not possible with Excel sheets or pen and paper.
Hmm.
Correct. So the mindset has changed. The new generation, they are already they're actually born with technology. Correct.
Yes.
uh, the millennials we call it. In fact, their prior generation is also waking up to the fact that it is inevitable and they have to start moving towards moving whatever they are doing in terms of business management onto a mobile phone or a desktop laptop sort of a device. So over a period of time, we have seen the transition. People are now more relaxed about it. They are
Hmm.
more trusting, and especially in case of BuKu, since we have an option that is a default option that the data remains on their phone. It
Ah,
works without internet, right?
yeah.
So no internet is required. So that makes them more, trusting, and they understand that okay, they are in safe hands.
Yeah, this is very important because it takes some time to get transition from one phase to another one. And if the data, which we always call it at your premises, which is in your case, it's your phone, that makes more the person more feel free to use such type of innovation, and gradually it will
Absolutely.
move forward. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can really sense about the thought process behind creating a book, what is the purpose, and what, and you have fantastically handled all the objection which any of the MSME or the entrepreneur may think in their mind. So I think it's a, and I'm pretty much sure your support system is also very fantastic, so anyone can call you at any time, like your team, your support system anytime to get it happen.
See, as I said, every single user is like family to us.
Mm.
Every single user. It's like if we can't handle one user, how will we handle 1 million users, right? So every single user, our business exists because of customers, because of users. Any business exists because of them, right? And this is what my learning has been that you have to be absolutely customer centric to succeed in whatever you do, you do in whatever business segment you want to
So, to the audience, to the viewers, look, if you want to transform yourself, if you want a single stop shop, so I can personally recommend the BuKu, because the way I'm asking the questions, like I'm if I want to implement it in my case, how I should feel about it, right? And
do.
the
Absolutely.
Sharad is the right man who's the brain behind it, the mastermind behind it, and I am pretty much sure whatever you are looking for to get this thing can be done from the BuKu point. So thank you, Sharad, for this. But from the closing, because again the time is essence for everyone,
Yeah.
and you're busy, you are very busy. So if we want to wrap up this this podcast, then what is the one message which you want to share with the coming entrepreneurs or to the existing entrepreneurs?
I would just say that, entrepreneurship is like jumping off the aeroplane without the ready parachute. Yeah. You got to assemble your parachute on your way down with the laser focus to survive and thrive.
Correct.
So just be ready for that. Yeah. That's the only thing. And don't think that you are going to make a unicorn overnight. The another thing which keeps me motivated and which I tell everyone is it takes years to become overnight success. Yeah. It takes
Mm-hmm.
years to become overnight success. Remember that.
Correct, correct. And that this answers basically you wrapped it beautifully, that it's a
Mm.
jumping. Jumping itself needs a courage, right? And you know that the parachute will not, may or may not open. That needs more courage rather than just having it in mind. So, thank you, Sharad. It was such an insightful session, and I personally, visualize that the where you started from, the your first venture, which was a failure, but now it's become thinking as a painkiller rather than a vitamin, has really transformed you as a person. Also, I'm pretty much sure. And this is specifically, before we go for a wrap up, it is also important that that this in the insights is not only about a one person. It is about a message to the whole community, that learn from the failures of others, and try to, and importantly, try to have some guide, some mentor, so that it can guide you, it can help you, it can handhold you in the time when you are in the swamp period. And people don't come out because they think they know everything, and that's the biggest myth of their life. And the entrepreneurship journey is really, really, really exciting, interesting, but also it only needs two things. One, the courage, which you have already taken, and the second one, that the ability to take help from others, where the ego problem generally comes into, right?
Right.
So we have to be we have to be open hearted and open minded as well. So thank you, Sharad, for your time.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Deepak, for having me. Yeah, it was an absolute honor and pleasure to be talking to you this
Uh, th-
afternoon.
Yeah, thanks, Sharad. And to our viewers, so stay tuned for more insightful discussion, because we are bringing the real heroes who are doing something good for the society, to for the world, and they come with some particular purpose, and the purpose is they already burn their hands, they already learn from their failures, from their bad experiences also, and these are the very insightful messages, insightful knowledge, which you can take and you can grow forward. Either you burn your hand, or you learn from someone who is experienced and champion into that, like Sharad. Thank you so much, Sharad, for the great session. And yeah, definitely we will be connecting for some more details on the new technologies in the coming time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Deepak. Yeah, thanks. Have a good day. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
you too.